What is up, everybody? GM, happy Friday. It is the 21st of February. Another month cruising by. I think we got one more week left of February, and then we are off to March, and Q1 is over. Almost soon. So anyway, but we talking halves. I forget. We don't talk in quarters. We talk in halves. Anyway, I hope y'all are doing well. Thank you so much for joining. This is the Web3 Breakfast. Now, we used to do the show every day. We're switching it just to Friday mornings for now. We'll see what happens in the future, but gotta connect with the crew. So appreciate you guys so much. If you want to come up and hang out and be a part of the conversation here in the space, because not only is this a live stream on YouTube and X, but we're also running a space. And as you can see from right here, if you are watching the stream, I will bring that up. There you go. So if you want to participate in the chat today, please feel free to come over to X, raise your hand. I will bring you up and you can be a part of it. But until we get there, until we get some people who are courageous enough, let's look at some of the market stuff. We'll talk about some other things. I woke up this morning and seen that Quavo, one of the guys from the Migos rap group, they were based here in Atlanta. Obviously, R.I.P. DJ Takeoff. He got shot in Houston a couple years back. But so Quavo, and funny enough, when back in the Hit Network days, we had courtside seats for the Atlanta Hawks, and so we were right by Quavo. And so there was a few times I went and actually chatted with him, and I actually have his cell phone number. He was going to launch an NFT project around like all this time, but so anyway. It was really interesting. So I saw this token launch this morning, and I had seen that it had ripped and then just tanked, and so it was like 90-something% down. I bought it. I think my crypto phone is over there. We can see what it's done, but where it's at, well, I'll pull up a chart here. But what happened is I went in with a soul, and it like immediately started going up, and so I said, all right, let's do this. Let's pull that soul off. Let's just remove it right off the rip so that we can just be in straight profit, straight house money, right? And so I did that. So I took my initial off the table and then ended up cashing out. I swapped it for 2.5 more Solana, right? So all in all, it was a good morning, a quick 2.5 Sol swap on the Quavo V12, I believe was the ticker over on Solana. So quick little flipski this morning. Not a bad way to start the day. I see my guy Doug is up here now. What's up, my G?
Hey, GM. Happy Pizza Friday.
Pizza Friday. That's what's up. I need to
what did I just miss? Something about Quavo?
Quavo, yeah. Quavo Stunton. He rapper he was in Migos. He apparently launched a token early this morning. And I got my pizza shirt on. I don't want to wear my sweatshirt right now. He dropped a token this morning. It like immediately tanked, like immediately. Did like the thing what it normally does, where it rips and then dips all the way down. And so we just went to some shrimping, right? And you guys know that shrimping's a great strategy. Especially if you're in it for just a little bit. Like I think I was in it for maybe 45 minutes at the most. Like you can't hang around these things. Like the profits were good. It was like probably 300 and something, and that I cleared off the table. And like, hey, how about that? Like not a bad way. But again, you got to be quick, and you can't. This isn't to me like if a celebrity, a rapper is launching a token, like you're not hanging out in this thing for a few weeks, right? Like that just seems ridiculous. Like you get in, you get out. Now we'll take a look at it here. Let's see. Let me go to Dex Tools. See what happened, because I feel like I timed it out pretty good. I've got it drawn up. I'll show you on my phone. We'll pull it up so the live streamers can actually, the guys watching and gals watching the live stream can actually see it. Which, by the way, I don't know if I mentioned this, guys. Smash the like button. Jeepers creepers. It is Friday Pizza Day. Smash that like button. If you are watching on X, hit the heart. You know the drill. So, all right. So I drew on the chart here on Dex Tools where I lined my entry and my exit, right? So I did all right. It's down a little bit from where it was. It did end up going back up a little bit after the dip, but I cleared 2.5 Sol, baby. Let's get it. So where is it right now? 15.97. Okay. $159,000 market cap. When I looked at it, it was like a $40,000 market cap, 39,000, something like that. I was just like, nah. Like, even if this was just going to be a quick little, let's see what happens. I knew that market cap was way too low. I still feel like the world, when this thing wakes up, it may go back up to over $1 million. So you could probably, I mean, it's $161,000 market cap right now. You could probably make a couple if it doesn't just dinosaur tail off. But anyway, showing the guns this morning. Let's go. I need to get back into the gym, to be honest with you. To be perfectly honest with you. So, Doug, you getting anything good? You doing any trading, any meme coining, some hunting, anything? What you got going on these days?
I was going to make a joke there that you must be wearing Whitney's top, but yeah, no. Caught me off guard there. I have got 2 lined up, which I will add into the group chat in a little bit. They look quite interesting.
Say that one more time.
Yeah, I have got 2 that I've just been looking at that I've saved on Deck Screener. Annoyingly, just now as I've clicked it, Apple's decided it's going to start doing that spinny update thing, so I can't even tell you what they are. But there is 2. I'll drop the CAs over to you on X, and yeah, you can have a look at them.
All right.
I haven't got in yet, but no, I definitely need to start doing a little bit of trading.
So, all right. So let me ask you guys a question. And, if anybody else wants to come up and talk about this, let's do it. Kanye, yay. Rumor is he's getting ready to launch a coin. I actually I was DMing with somebody this morning who is kind of a fly on the wall in the calls with him and his team about all of this. So I don't have any inside information. I'm not alluding to any of that. I just want to let you know that this is actually something that's in the works. Is this something that people would buy? Would you buy Kanye's token, knowing that I believe he said, if I'm not mistaken, he wants to hold 70% of it? Do you think that's like guaranteed rug, or do you think that he's going to make sure that it doesn't because he will hold so much?
I mean, it's Kanye, and so it probably is going to be a rug. I'm pretty sure I've been in and out of a radium pool of Yay months ago, so I'm pretty sure there is a pair created. I think it got up to about $1 million market cap. I need to try and find it.
Well, so but if officially, that's not an official one.
True. Well, I mean, I think if we play it like you played this one this morning, then yeah, why not?
Just play the shrimp. I mean, I think that seems to be, and we talked about this at that strategy for a while. It's like, unless you get in early, right? Unless you either have you got into like the private sale, got into one of the seed rounds, or you literally got a way to snipe and get in early, there is no point in buying the day of a launch until after it does what it does. And they will always go up, down. And then from there, remember, we call that shrimping. Because shrimps are bottom feeders. I don't know if you guys know that. I don't eat shrimp because they're bottom feeders. I will eat it in sushi because you have to sometimes. But you will never see me eat shrimp cocktail. I will not eat a shrimp po' boy. I will not eat shrimp saute, shrimp sausage, shrimp kebabs. None of that. No way. Not me. Not me.
Shrimp on the barbie.
Shrimp. Put another shrimp on the barbie. Oh, man, it's good to hang out with you guys. It's good to be here on a Friday morning hanging out with the Web3 Breakfast crew. Appreciate y'all being here. What else is going on in this crypto world? I see that Coinbase, did you guys hear Coinbase and the SEC have decided that they are basically going to, I think they're waiting for like final approval from some authorization to do this. Let me pull instead of just talking out of my ass. But it sounds like they are getting ready to shut that thing down pending some approval from some overarching approval.
Yeah, I did see that. I think is that going to be good for the Coinbase, stock itself, or do we think it's going to be a bit of a, an scapegoat for people that got burnt?
I think this is the cattle. So Ellie Tourette, and this is where all this came from. So Ellie Tourette, if you guys know who she is, she's a reporter. She does a lot of crypto stuff. She's kind of a mainstream person, and she's like our key to mainstream through the news. And so she had posted something about this, right? And the sentiment that I responded with and put on here was like, this is massive for crypto, right? Like this is a great thing for crypto, right? Like Coinbase is, is our biggest centralized crypto entity. And I get it, and people want to scream and say, not your keys, not your cheese. And I'm right there with you. But that is not for everybody, and that is not how people need to get into this system, right? And so let's make sure that the largest entities that we have, that the public can, I'm going to air quote this, trust, right? That we can trust. We need these things functional and operational at 100% capacity and all that stuff in order for us to facilitate this mass adoption push that is coming, right? This is coming. So we need to have as many of these large centralized entities as possible. And I know people are like, dude, that's bullshit. That goes against the ethos of crypto. And I understand that. But what I just said was, we are going to have a big influx of people, and not everybody want to deal with self-custody. Not everybody wants to deal with the centralization. They just want the exposure, right? And so let them do that. And if it's something happens where maybe Coinbase pauses for a day or two, and that's the self-realization of like, oh, I couldn't get my coins, and then that precipitates someone to take the step further in this decentralized journey, in this blockchain journey, then great, so be it. We all had that, right? We all came in through a centralized way, and to some extent, right? And it was up to us to take that next step forward, to learn more, to be like, okay, yeah, no, I've heard everybody say be your own bank and all that stuff. Well, what do I do to do that? And you move on to self-custody and more of decentralized finance versus working with the Coinbases and the other central. But anyway, that being said, I think this is massive. Again, the more that the SEC like the enforcement action, the faster that stops, and we go to, let's figure out how we can build and regulate and move the system forward. That's where we need to be, because at the end of the day, crypto is not going anywhere at all. And so let's find the way to make it come in and make it mainstream and make it as big as possible, so that one, people don't get toasted, but two, all of us that have been here, our fucking bags pumped like a motherfucker, right? We want to get rich. We're early. We should be rewarded for being early. What do you think, though? What do you think about it, Doug? That's my perspective.
No, I agree.
That's my perspective as someone from the United States, right? Where our president wants the U.S. to be the crypto mecca of the world, and so if that's our goal, and if our country is going to actually make good with some kind of deal where we don't pay capital gains taxes on U.S. based cryptos, like, I'm all for that, right? I know that we don't want government in our crypto, but if our government is going to get in our crypto and make it better for us, like I'm okay, like that we increase the ecosystem a little bit better. Anyway, so my perspective is someone from America. Your perspective, coming from the UK, would love to hear what you got. Sorry to cut you off.
No, not at all, not at all. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm all for America taking control of it. I really am. I think it's the best way forward. The UK, we couldn't do that over here. The rules and regulations are they're nowhere near yours. I feel that whatever America does is kind of where the UK and Europe and to be honest, most of the world will have to follow. There's a reason that the USD has been the world reserve currency for so long. I don't see why it can't be the BTC reserve currency, moving forward.
Well, I mean, that's interesting. I would hope that, that as far as token holders go, I assume there are people in the United States that we have on paper, it's like 200 and something thousand Bitcoin, right? I assume that there are plenty of individuals that probably have a larger stash than that, right? I haven't looked at the makeup. I actually don't know like who, we know Satoshi's got 1 million. I'm sure some of those older wallets probably have a lot, but I don't necessarily know that I want the US to be the Bitcoin capital. I feel like, and it's not to take anything away from Bitcoin, capital. Right? What's that?
I should have said crypto capital, not Bitcoin, but yeah, crypto capital. Like, I think America should definitely lead that. The States is, from my perspective anyway, the States is way ahead. And as for Satoshi, yeah, he might have 1 million, but there's only a couple of us that know that Mike Lowry is actually Satoshi. Most people don't even know that.
I love that. I think that's a good segue into what do you think about this narrative of Jack Dorsey Jack Dorsey being Satoshi. Have you heard any of this?
I did see that, and I didn't actually believe it. I thought it was just a bit of a. I thought it was made up. I didn't think it was real. But evidently, there's more signs that have pointed towards him. No.
So
Wallet
let's
dates and stuff?
see. I want to see if I can find one of the articles because they talk about it like, okay, so like some of this came from this like it came from like the same area that he was in. A lot of like the signature like style could be linked to some similarities from what I understand. Let me see here. Who created Bitcoin? I thought there was like a whole bunch of things where they say like.
I mean, it was a VanEck executive that was convinced Jack Dorsey was Satoshi.
Let's see. Man, I could have swore. All right, so it's not in that article. I need to find this because there was some article that I read. It was just it listed out like a bunch of things that kind of were in common with the launch of Bitcoin. Where is it?
So back in 2020, a podcaster called Lex Fridman,
Oh yeah,
he asked Dorsey if he was Bitcoin's pseudonymous creator. He said no. If he was, he would tell you. But then I'm pretty sure Satoshi would say that.
That's exactly what someone who didn't want to know that they were Satoshi would be telling you, I think. Anyway.
I mean, I'm not Satoshi. I'm just going to put that out there.
Yeah, me too. I am certainly not Satoshi. I wouldn't lie about that. I'm not really a good liar anyway, so I don't do it. Here's a Decrypt article. Satoshi Nakamoto speculation is renewed. Come on. Give me anyway, it's going to drive me crazy that I can't find this because I know that there was one that it had like all of these reasons as to why.
I know the post you mean. I can't find that same post either.
There we go. Cypherpunk past. Uncanny coincidences with Bitcoin's timeline. Here we go. So between September 2007 and January 2009, Dorsey's Twitter bio simply read sailor. Interestingly, the original Bitcoin code contains a phrase widely known among sailors: never go to sea with 2 chronometers. Take 1 or 3. The first ever Bitcoin transaction took place on Dorsey's mother's birthday. Satoshi joined the Bitcoin forum on Dorsey's own birthday. The last block mined by Bitcoin's creator fell on Dorsey's father's birthday. Even more curiously, Bitcoin addresses generated by Satoshi contained patterns that seem to reference Dorsey's San Francisco address, Jack Dorsey, 2 Mint Plaza. Here it is. I finally found it. I'm going to share this one so you guys can see this if you're watching the show. If you're watching the show, come on, switch.
But I just want to put it out there. There's 8.1 billion people in the world on record. Like that's not too unheard of to have, a few dates kind of line up in the stars.
Oh, here we go. So this came from, so here's a tweet that has a little bit of this stuff from Sean. Oh, here we go. Oh, here we go. This is the juice.
That's the one.
Here's the
one
juice.
I saw.
Here's what we want. Why Jack Dorsey is Satoshi Nakamoto. Here we go. Jack Dorsey was one of about 1,300 confirmed cypherpunks in 1996. He wore an Atom Back t-shirt in the UMR yearbook. UMR students were called miners. He was a comp sci and math major with an interest in crypto. He was a member of ACM from 1997 to at least 1999. He created academic research paper submission and review software for Mira Digital Publishing. He was known to use some whatever. He could code. He was still on the cypherpunk mailing list in 2000 under his dnet.com email. He wrote a manifesto about making a mark without leaving a trace in 2001. Going back exactly what you said, Doug. If you're trying not to leave a trace, you're going to say, that wasn't me. In the wise words of Shaggy, it wasn't me. You saw me sitting on the corner. It wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
Gaslighting, baby. Let's go. Get the matches. Posted in 2003 that he is ending his dependence on the U.S. dollar and created a barter network. He referred to himself as Jack instead of J-A-K instead of Jack. He's not unfamiliar going by pseudonyms, whatever. I hate that word. Jack, who was a sailor. We talked about the sailor thing. Let's see. There was the code. The original Bitcoin source code documents are all timestamped as being created at exactly 4 a.m., just like Jack's bio. Okay. All right. Satoshi accidentally logged into IRC. I don't know what IRC is, so if you guys know what that is, use on 1/10/09 using a real IP, revealing he was in California, where Jack was. Let's see, joined on the birthdays, all that stuff. Jack sends Bitcoin to 4 addresses after Hal, including one that has JD2M, Jack Dorsey 2 Mint in the middle. Man, I'll tell you what, there's even more. Do you really want me to keep going through all this, or are we just going to say, like, that's it, lock it up? Jack Dorsey's Satoshi.
Yeah, I'll take that away from today's TLDR.
Ash, I see you down there. I'm not sure why you're not in this yet. And it goes for anybody. I see a couple people down in the crowd that typically would come up here. Get up here. Let's go. It is your duty. Plus, what are you gonna? Is it just Doug and I gonna order pizza at the end of the show? Good. We could.
Sourdough?
Oh, dude, that sourdough pizza in downtown London was like amazing. What was it? It was like a
Probably
spicy.
the best I've ever had.
It was like a spicy sausage something.
Yep. Yep. Do you know what? To this day, that's probably one of the best pizzas I've ever had, if not the best.
Yeah. Yeah. It was like sourdough pizza. There's something to be said about that sourdough pizza. I definitely want to try more of that. I think Whitney's getting ready. She was talking about going to Costco today to get like the Costco size bag of flour. And so I think she's going to start making, I think she's going to do a sourdough starter. And so we're doing that fresh sourdough, baby. And so that, you know what that means? Because we've done this before with sourdough. You got to like remove a lot of it every day while you're creating your starter. And so you can take that off and just make pizza dough out of it. And so, like, instead of just throwing it away, like we can make pizza dough, cinnamon rolls, all sorts of good shit. Last night I walked into the house to fresh baked oatmeal raisin cookies. Man, oh man, they're so good.
And the day before you walked into like fresh home cooked bread. I mean, where did you buy this? Why from?
Freshbreadbakers.com. No, the bakerymama.com. You just go to bakerymama.com and you can get yourself a wife that loves to bake. I would suggest it to anybody. Bakerymama.com. Hash, is Jack Dorsey Satoshi?
No.
You heard us go through
he's as likely as
you heard me go through that whole
he's
list.
As likely as anyone else. Yeah. And
So are you Satoshi?
What was that?
What are the odds? What are the odds that you'd give it?
50%. Either he's not or he is. That's
50%.
I give everything 50% odds.
I'm like 2%. I'm like 2%, maybe less.
I mean, we all know that there is a group.
Some information.
Right.
Yeah, that would make the most sense to me. But the more people involved, the harder it is to keep like a secret, right?
Well, isn't that why there's the theory of there was the CIA really created Bitcoin, right? Like the CIA was the creator of it. And then what they did was have like these siloed projects where people had to create almost like the puzzle to build it all together. They didn't know, maybe in the beginning who was doing what, and maybe the team all came together at some point. But I know that's one wild theory, is that it's kind of like a siloed out group that really kind of just played individual roles to bring it all together, that was orchestrated by the puppet master. Now, who the puppet master is, I don't know. What do you think about that theory?
Michael Saylor.
I mean, if it was Michael Saylor, why is he buying Bitcoin at $100,000?
It's because it's like the murderer that shows up to the murder scene to help the cops.
Interesting.
You know what I mean? That's why he's just going to be like, I'm just a Bitcoin bull. Maybe Saylor is.
My money's on Steve Jobs. It was definitely Steve Jobs. He made a post at the exact same time that Bitcoin got created. He put the white paper into the iPhone. Boom, Steve Jobs, done.
My iPhone doesn't have the white paper.
Oh, it does.
Where?
Actually, I don't know. I just made that up, but I heard that somewhere, and so it must be true.
That'd be really good if you could get that, like as in one of those apps that's like comes preloaded.
I'll try and find the article or whatever. But this was like what, 8 months ago? This came out, maybe a year.
I've something like that.
Speaking of, what happened with this release of the Solana phone, the next edition? Is that coming out soon?
The Solana phone, huh? I'm not really sure. I'm more interested in the H1 release of the Solana or the SweetPlay one. Speaking of Solana, let's see how we're doing. I know things are pumping today. Boom, guys, that was such a good decision for me to swap the ETH, the Sol for ETH. At this point, like it's a difference of like $1,000. I'm up 1,000 to where the Solana value is. Let's go.
I've got to say that was a good shout, man. I genuinely thought that you made the wrong decision there at that price, but no, fair play to you. I think you did make the right choice.
And we'll keep tracking of this thing, but like I have a feeling like we're gonna see ETH run. The narrative for a lot of this, you heard a lot of, what is it, Trump's son doing this is a great time to buy ETH a few weeks ago, and then obviously we took a tumble market wide, but it was, to me, honestly, if you looked at and if you guys haven't heard, and I know some of you guys have or whatever, but so last Sunday I swapped 54 Solana, so 10K worth for 3 3/4 Ethereum, right? And so that's like up while the Solana is currently still down, right? And so, but the whole idea of why I did this, and sometimes you got to make some moves on your portfolio if things are stagnant, or if you just you try not to get married stuff. But what was looking at was Solana had bounced off of a resistance and was coming back down, whereas Ethereum was kind of like scraping off its support and going up. And I'm like, well, shit. Okay, so if we may see these things cross paths, Solana, or Ethereum going up while Solana's going down, let's do a quick flip and see what happens. Paying off so far. Obviously, we want to keep abreast of the situation. Like I may get this thing flipped into some VeChain pretty soon here. There was something else we were talking about on the show yesterday afternoon. VeChain and over on the Base ecosystem. What the fuck am I supposed to pick up? Look at TradingView. I know.
I hear V12 was an excellent trade for you. Great job.
It was, yeah. Scooped up. I made 2.5 Solana on it this morning. Again, this is the first time I've done it. Within like 15 minutes, I was way up, and I pulled my initial out like immediately. I've never actually done that, and so I know that's textbook, but it's time to start playing by the rules. And so I took that shit out immediately. Let the house money ride for a little bit, and then we're out.
Jumping back, yes. So the Bitcoin white paper is, according to this, Yahoo Finance article from 2023, it is hidden in the Mac operating system on PCs, not the phone. I was wrong about that. Under an innocuous file called simpledoc.pdf. You can find, there's a prompt on here that you can put in to find the file if you have a Mac OS. And I don't know which OS it is on, but it was discovered in 2020. But not a lot of traction. And then in 2023, wow, it's been a long time since this came out. April 5th, 2023, on his 48th birthday, it became public and made the rounds on Twitter and other sites. So it's in there. So I'm going with Steve Jobs. As far as the V12, like I'm interested. Because I think there's two kinds of people here. There's the kind of people that look at a chart like that and are like, that's my fucking chart. And then there's people who look at a chart like that and are like, that guy fucking rugged us. So I'm interested what your strategy was, knowing that it was going to be a very quick up and a very quick down. Were you waiting at the computer? Did you get an early contract address from your insider friends?
No. I got up at like 5:30 in the morning, and like I normally do, I go downstairs so I don't annoy my family, like in our bedroom or whatever. So I went downstairs, went to the couch, opened up Twitter, started scrolling, and saw Quavo launched a coin. So I went over to Dex Tools, saw the chart, saw that thing had done what they normally do, way up, way down, and said, let's shrimp a little, baby. Let's throw one Sol in and see what happens. Like there's
you went in after the dump.
Oh yeah. I call that shrimping. Yeah, you go in after the dump, you go a little shrimping, man. You go bottom feed. Yeah.
Okay.
So at that point, because it had gone down so low, like, and this thing was, again, it was like a $50,000 market cap or something like that. I was like, man, ain't no way a celebrity coin's going to sit there this morning while everybody's waking up, right? And so I think, again, no more than 45 minutes from the first execution trade until the time I had gotten out of it. So like these, that those aren't ones that you play in long. And I think at this point, let me see. I'll pull up Dex Tools, and V12 is the ticker. Let's see where it's at. I mean, like, I think as of right now, it was still going down like before the show when I looked at it. Got to get it off the daily here. Let me share this one so you guys can see this here. I got to put it on like a 15-minute chart because there is not a lot of information.
While you're looking at that, is there any update on that Libra?
I mean, Elon Musk met with him with Malay yesterday, and he gave him a Doge chainsaw. I don't know if that's an update, but it was a cool video. All while Grimes was trying to get a hold of him on the internet to tell him that his son is sick.
I
It was
know,
a weird day
dude.
yesterday.
Like that is like
It's a weird day.
it's kind of sickening that is something that goes public, right? Anytime like any personal family shit like that goes public online, it's like, man, what went wrong?
I guess the only way that anyone can reach Elon is through X. Then
yeah, you would think that
even
like
Grimes.
You think your baby mama's got a way to get in. Anyway. Yeah, so listen, I would think at this point, like most of the action is done on this V12 coin. That's what I would say. Like I'm not looking back. I'm not looking to get another entry. I'm not gonna play this one again. I would say it's probably, I mean, this is a 30-minute chart. We don't have a whole lot of time to really go by, but from the looks of things, let me get you on a bigger screen here. Why doesn't this thing? Here we go. So from the looks of things, I'm gonna remove myself so you can see everything. Like it is just on a trajectory down, and I would say this thing's probably going to do what they normally do at this point and just suck, right? Like I think that we could all agree there, unless Quavo and his team have something planned for this, and it's like a metaverse or something. I don't know. I have no idea, man. I would think that the action is kind of dried up. The volatility happened. I could be wrong. Maybe it goes back up. I'm sitting at $146,000 market cap right now, but I'm out on that for sure. Like for sure. So, there we go. Guys, smash the like button. We got quite a crew watching the show this morning. Thank you so much. And I did a little something extra. I put it on both, obviously, because it's Web3 Breakfast. So I put it on the Web3 Breakfast channel and my personal Twitter. Plus, we're on YouTube. So shout out to you guys watching. Please make sure you smash the like button. Hit the heart. Hit the heart if you are watching on X. Number one thing you can do to help us and this show grow. Well, this is only going to be Fridays for now, but I'm glad that we're back. It's nice to talk to you guys. It's a nice little treat. Hash, what's been going on in your world, man? How'd your week go?
Good. Like standard stuff. Watching the market bleed, watching it recover. Throwing in a little long on Solana at like 164. Did okay on that. I'm trying to stay sidelined right now. Like I'm holding my spot positions. I'm not getting into new stuff.
Do you think we're going to go down more?
Yeah. Although, listen, I'm wrong all the time. At least 50% of the time, I'm wrong. I am still. I think we talked about this a bunch. Like, I still think we have one more flush. Mm-hmm. That could have been it, and maybe Bitcoin just didn't take the same hit that everything else did. But I'm prepared if we don't. I'm prepared if we do. I'm not particularly happy either way. So I think that means it's good. Right? If we go down, I'm like, I wish I had more liquid. And if we go up, I'm like, I wish I bought more. So that's good. I think that's a fair place to be.
It's a good place to be because you're experiencing the pain, but you're also you're still understanding where we're going. I tend to agree with you, Ash, that we have another one more shakeout, if you will. I know people said this was the final shakeout, but you'll know when it's the final shakeout because I think what it will do is we'll rubber band. It won't just sit. This whole thing, Bitcoin. I mean, where is it at right now? I should actually look, because I know that I like last
just under 100.
Yeah, 98.6 is what CoinMarketCap is showing me. And so, like, over the last couple weeks with the afternoon show, it's like I feel like Bitcoin has been like a stable coin to us. It's like every time I get to the segment where I hop over to CoinMarketCap, it's like, oh fuck, look at that, Bitcoin's $97,000 again today. Like, it's not doing anything. Like, where's the volatility I was promised? Even if it were to go down to 87, like, give that to me so I could get a fucking long to take that thing back up to 96, 97, whatever. But like, it's not even moving. But anyway, it did recently. I get it. It's good to see that we're at 98. I'm looking for 100,000. We're looking for an all-time high. We're looking for Bitcoin to go up and do its thing so that we can then see the dominance retreat. You have seen, we've started to look at the others chart. If you're not familiar with the others chart over on TradingView, the others is the entire crypto market cap minus the top 10. So you exclude Bitcoin, Ethereum, USDT, USDC, all of the major players, you get an actual indication of what the altcoin market is doing. And right now, over the last 2 days, the last 2 weeks, we have green candles. You can see this is the weekly chart, right? So this is right now the fib pulled on a weekly chart of the basically when does altcoin season start? We're getting close to the 618, guys. We're getting close. Closer than we've been.
Are we feeling a rejection first?
That's a really good question. I feel like, so again, on this weekly, we've got 2 green candles in a row, and I'm going to zoom this in so you guys can see this. Technically, we would have already gotten a rejection last week on the 618 if you look at those candles, right? So over the last couple weeks, we tapped into it. We came down. Last week we came damn near close to it and then got rejected. But then we're back up this week from where we were. So obviously we've got 2 days and 10 hours left on this particular time frame until we get a new candle. But man, if we can print another one and get ourselves up and then keep moving up, this is our true indicator of altcoin season. Is this chart? This is something new to me. I didn't even know this existed, and I fucking love it. Love it. I look at this one every day now.
I mean, if that candle kind of closes where it is, it looks a bit like one of them hammer reversal cameras.
Oh, give it to me.
Candles.
So like I would say, like, I always like a reversal candle being green. It's just a personal preference of mine. I feel like most of the time that sticks a little bit more than a red reversal candle. But let's take it, right? We got this long wick on this red reversal, and then we've got 2 green in a row with, like you said, a hammer candle right here. We've got an inverted hammer and then what looks like a standard hammer. We see what happens over the next couple of days. But brothers and sisters, I should say, if we get that and we pop through the 618 and then we continue going up, man, I would say alt season is right around the corner. The point of control for alt season is at 337. It's at 277 right now. So we're not far off from that point of control, which I feel like is a good metric to get to, which is 20%. So if the entire market can grow 20%, again, that's excluding the top 10, I would say, hey, we might be gearing up for an altcoin season, fam. Because I think this.
I mean, I won't be greedy. I don't need 100x, but I could do with going up 99% after this last couple of months.
Yeah, after the excitement that was November into December, that was amazing, right? I think we all had a really good time. We all had our portfolios ripping and roaring. Everything has been going down since. And that's an interesting thing, like we talk about altcoin season and all this Bitcoin dominance, all that stuff. And let's see where we're at right now, because it's been hanging around 60% for a while now. What do we got here? Yeah, Bitcoin dominance is 60%, ETH dominance 10.4. So these things really aren't moving, just fractions each day. Gas has doubled since yesterday. It was 0.74. It's at 1.58. So ETH gas doubled in the last 24 hours, but still pretty freaking low.
Isn't there some new catalyst that's supposed to be helping with the gas costs again?
On Ethereum?
Yeah.
I would think. I mean, like, seeing it down to even 1.5, like, even though it doubled from last night at a 1.5 is extremely low. Like, this shit used to be like 40s, 50s, whatever, like big numbers, big double-digit numbers. I see we got Postmaster came up here. What's up, fam? How are you? And Neil. We'll get to Neil in just 1 second. What's up, Post?
Yo, Jay James. What is up? What is up, man? Doing great, brother. Doing great. Loving the show. Just want to add my 2 cents. I think still Hal Finney, that's got to be Satoshi, man. The first person to ever send a Bitcoin transaction. Dude knew what he was doing back in the day. I think that he didn't hide his identity too well. He was the first guy to send a Bitcoin transaction. And it's got to be him, man. It's got to be him.
What if?
What do you think, Jay Chains?
What if it was a situation where, like, all right, you're Hal and I'm the actual Satoshi, and I say, hey, dude, I am going to give you 100 million extra tokens, whatever, not 100 million. That's ridiculous that I even said that. I'm going to give you whatever, like you're going to get like some massive thing, but I need you to do something for me. I need you to do this test transaction because it can't come from me. And it doesn't matter, like, because we can prove that it's not you, whatever. Like, what if, and this is just throwing on the, the devil's advocate here. What if it was a situation like that where Satoshi said, hey, I need you to send this transaction so it cannot be traced back to me?
Sure, that could have been done, but wouldn't Satoshi pick somebody a little less technically inclined and in the industry or out of the industry? You know, I just pick like your cousin's buddy down the street or something like that, or you know what I mean? Like, why pick somebody so technically inclined and in the industry of creating digital currencies to do that? So it's either Hal Finney picked up, the white paper and started the Bitcoin protocol himself, or he's Satoshi himself. That's what I've come to the conclusion of all my research. Is everything kind of really points back to Hal Finney and probably a group of like 4 or 5 people that were in his close circle. Yeah. Including, it could be Craig Wright too. Craig Wright was in that really close circle with Hal. Elon Musk as well was also apparently in that really close circle as well. So, maybe Elon is Satoshi.
We're gonna have to do. We're gonna have to do a conspiracy theory show. Maybe we can do that next Friday. Next Friday we'll do a big conspiracy theory pizza party show. Let's do that. I'm gonna set that up. I think that would be great. I am with you though about it being a group, and I feel like over all my time and my research and conversations that I've had with some pretty high level people, I feel like the collective, and I know some people say that they know, but I believe that you're on the right track where it's a kind of a group of people that came together to make this all happen. It was a team. Satoshi is a team. There is no I in Satoshi, but there is a team. There is an I in Satoshi.
Yeah, I think there was like a group of five or six individuals that were actually trying to put together their own individual tokens. And then they realized, okay, we're going to get shut down by the government for law. So we have to create a pseudonym,
worst word,
unidentifiable starter. And that was Satoshi, right? That was the way to do it, so that it couldn't be stopped in the early days by government law. And if you can't really find who started it and put them behind bars and scare the masses, then maybe this thing will catch some legs and get off to the races. And then that's exactly what it did.
Yeah.
It was to combat government corruption. And in order to do that, it really had to solve that first problem of government corruption. And that is the fear of the people and sending the creator to prison, because that's what was happening in the early days of digital currencies.
Let's connect some dots right here, right? What you just said was the whole point is to get rid of government corruption. What is happening right now in our government with Elon and the Doge? They're getting rid of government corruption. That's very interesting. Very interesting. Maybe Elon is Satoshi.
What's this? What was this thing about him?
Elon could very well be. He could very well be. He was from the area. He was in the industry of building digital currencies at the time. You never know, man. He could be very well in there.
That's interesting. We're gonna have to explore this.
Best case scenario, it is Elon Musk, right? He's the richest guy in the world. He ain't gonna rug us.
This is true.
What about when Bitcoin goes to zero, though? He won't be very rich then, will he?
Bitcoin is not going
Second
to
best scenario was Hal Finney, and the Bitcoin will never move ever because the guy is in the ground. So number one and number two, a post-conspiracy theory is a pretty good one. Pretty bullish.
Imagine if your dad was Satoshi and he didn't. You probably you would probably still leave your kids some. You wouldn't you can't leave them your coins. I get it, but you could probably leave them some. Could you imagine if your dad was Satoshi and you knew it and you're just like, this motherfucker didn't even give me the seed phrase to the coins and he didn't leave me anything? What a dick. Satoshi can kiss my ass. That's how I think if I was if I was Satoshi's kid and didn't get a trust fund of a lot of Bitcoin, I'd be pissed, man. I would probably I'd come out and do an interview and say my dad was Satoshi. He's a douchebag. He didn't give me any crypto. He could have set me up, but he was just so worried about being a cypherpunk and he didn't even think about his kid. Dumbass. This is all hypothetical.
That's because he would have rugged us all. He knew your dad knew J-Chains. He'd rug us all, bro.
For the record, I do not actually believe that my father is Satoshi. For the record, I don't believe this. Just so you guys know, this was all a hypothetical situation. My father is most certain. Now, he could be, but he's not. And if he is, that motherfucker didn't leave me any
Craig
Bitcoin.
Wright?
What's that?
Is your dad Craig Wright?
No. You guys
could be though.
No.
Talk to your mom about that.
No. There is no way I've got Australian in me. Crikey.
Worst case scenario, Satoshi is Craig Wright, and he remembers his password finally, and then we're all doomed, right?
Yeah. I just fucked up my contact. I got a contact in the corner of my eye right now. Oh, that sucks. I think I'm going to end the show on that because I have got a contact up into my eyelid now, and this is going to get worse and worse as the time goes on. So, oh God, I appreciate you guys. I love you.
Before you end the show.
Oh yeah, what's up,
Has this
Neil?
been going on all week? Has this been going on all week?
No. We just do the breakfast show on Fridays.
Okay, I missed that. Well, happy Pizza Friday, everybody.
Oh wait.
Shout out to Hash, Post, and Lady Boss Natalie, Doug, Smooth Hand Sandra, Corey, Mike Lowry. Happy Friday, folks.
Whoa,
Happy Friday, brother.
Hey, before we do anything, y'all know what time it is. Hey.
Welcome to Captain Jack Sparrow's Pizzeria. I forgot me eye patch, but I got me one eye to toss your pie in the air today. What are we having, mateys? Let me go to you, Neil, first. What kind of pizza are you having, buckaroo?
I'll take a spicy pepperoni.
Yeah, matey, love it. Go down to the galley and get this man some spicy pep hash. What kind of pizza you having?
I don't know why I'm getting Irish.
What kind of pizza?
Well, I love your Irish pirate, and I love that you're winking at me through the screen, but I'm having my mustard pizza as always.
All right, French only. Rarg, walk the plank, matey. Postmaster, what kind of pizza?
I think it's time to get greedy. J-Chains, I want everything on my pizza.
Everything. Give it to them all. The kitchen sink, as they say down there. Yarg, matey. Give it to them. All right, my guy, 6 a.m. Doug, what are you doing? What kind of pizza?
I'm going to go for the double spicy sausage and jalapenos today.
Double sausage and... Did you say penis or jalapenos?
I'm easy going.
What? I love you guys. All right. I think we're making... Oh, God. All right. I think my eyes at least stopped watering for the moment. But I'm still going to squint one. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if we're making pizza tonight at home or if we're going out. But it is going to be a pepperoni, garlic, banana peppers, and probably some arugula kind of night. Pinky's out. Let's get it. All right, y'all. Have a wonderful day. Have a fantastic rest of your morning, early afternoon, depending on where you're at. 4 p.m. Usually we don't do the 4 p.m. show on Fridays, but I think I'm going to start doing it a little bit more regularly. We got Matthew. You guys know Matthew. He's our resident advisor. Wrote a book called Warren Buffett in a Web3 World. 4 p.m. Eastern, him and I chit-chatting live. We'll see you there. Have a good rest of your day. We'll see you.